Good day, everybody. Welcome back to It's a Small Vlog. I'm back here at Epcot. I just got off of Guardians of the Galaxy for the 6th time. And if you're wondering which song I got Conga again. I've now gotten that 3 times. I'm still missing 2 songs. Monorail's going by. Really nice summer day here in the middle of July here at Epcot. Today, we're going to start off the video with a bunch of construction progress here at Epcot. I haven't done one of those since like April, so it's been a while. I've been kind of behind on all the construction here, so we're just going to do a big construction roundup here at Epcot, and then we're going to do food and wine tasting because Food and Wine Festival is already here. With all that out of the way, let's get straight into it. First up, starting in the front of the park, we have the recently updated guest relations. This actually reopened a little over a month ago, right before Guardians of the Galaxy opened to guests in May. And if you recall, it used to have the corresponding flags to the countries that make up World Showcase. I think there was even a photo of Walt as well. But now we have this updated look to fit the new Epcot aesthetic. You know, one of my favorite things that's come out of all these updates to Epcot lately has to be the old Epcot logo making a comeback. As well as the font, and the Imagineers have certainly integrated that into just about everything legible around the park. But overall, I like the new take on this guest relations. Yeah, I know it seems a bit modern and a bit sparse, but I think that theming works here, and I'm pretty pleased with what we got. You know, ever since my last construction vlog, I think back in April, the Connections Café and Eatery has opened up here. I know it's July. Again, I apologize that I'm all late with all this construction. But as much as I miss the electric umbrella, which is what used to stand here, this is a much needed upgrade, if I will. It's definitely an upgrade, and it's much needed. I mean, it really is. They had a lot of space in there to work with. The use of the space that they did, really, really great. The Imagineers used the space really, really nice. It has a nice aesthetic going for it as well. Very similar aesthetic as the guest relations, and even the creation shop. They have this really cool mural on the side of the wall as well. They have these cool exhibition kitchens, which is kind of where you can like literally see what they're cooking and how they prepare the food. Overall, Connections Cafe and Eatery, welcome addition to new Epcot, much needed, and I really like what they did with the space. And then shifting next door, again, we have the just opened Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I was here bright and early on opening day. If you missed that video or if you haven't seen it yet, I'll leave a card up in the right hand corner, right up here. But again, such a great ride. I've expressed on multiple occasions how much I love it. It's just one of those things that you gotta ride to experience yourself and believe. Shifting next door, we have the former Wonders of Life Pavilion, which is currently being transformed into the Play Pavilion. And the news here with this is that there really hasn't been any news. Disney has been eerily quiet regarding this new addition, and back in May, Disney announced what their new and revised plans were for the remainder of the Epcot overhaul, primarily the center of the park, which I'll get into more detail later. But out of all of these new announcements, Disney didn't say anything about the Play Pavilion, which is kind of odd. So at this point, who knows? Unless we hear more confirmation from Disney, the Play Pavilion project might be another project put on hold. Personally, I was never too keen on the idea for the Play Pavilion itself, and this day and age, it already seems like an outdated concept. But regardless, I would like to see the Wonders of Life Pavilion get at least a little bit of love, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now with the more exciting news in terms of construction in this center area of the park, which is what has received the most changes when it comes to how this new area is going to look. A couple of months ago, we got a brand new piece of concept art showcasing the revised plans for World Celebration, with the most notable being the removal of that festival tower complex. That project ended up getting canceled, and Disney is replacing it with this new building called CommuniCore Hall and CommuniCore Plaza. To break it down, the Plaza area is going to be all this outdoor courtyard area where all this musical performances for the festivals are going to take place. And then this indoor part called the CommuniCore Hall is essentially going to be an exhibition place that changes as the Epcot festivals change. It'll be full of food booths and art and things of that nature. And I think even a separate area for a new spot for character meet and greets. Now, if you're looking closely at the concept art here, you may notice that this new building looks somewhat similar to the former Innoventions West building. And obviously we know that Disney has completely demolished that side of Innoventions, and now I think they're regretting it, because essentially what's happening now is they're rebuilding a portion of Innoventions West. And sure, it'll take a slightly different design, but the similarities are very noticeable when looking at the conceptual art. As we move into the center of this construction crater, this is where we'll be getting these new Epcot gardens, all of which will be surrounding the giant Epcot logo in the center, as it acts as the central base for the planter. They'll be all decorated, of course, for the festivals, because that's what Epcot's all about these days. It's all about the festivals, but I think it looks nice. We were getting these unique gardens anyway, but the new plans have modified them ever so slightly. My only complaint is that these planters are replacing what originally stood here, with that being the Fountain of Nations. It was this big fountain that used to sit in the center of the area. You guys probably remember it. And I wish we were getting some sort of water feature like that in this area. I think that would have been a really nice addition. Thankfully, the entire area isn't fully deprived of water, which brings us to our final Epcot update, Moana: Journey of Water. So Moana is probably the most exciting part of this overhaul as of now, because it's where we're seeing the most progress happen. The rock work is really starting to take shape, and the rate at which this project is going has really picked up in the last few months. And I think this will be a really cool experience for Epcot, even though it's tied to Moana as an IP. But from all the concept art they've released and rock work and foliage taking form, I think it'll be a really nice transition into the Land and Seas Pavilion. And I think the IP theming will be more on the subtle side. Apparently, you'll also be taught about the water cycle, which I think is a nice educational touch to the experience. All right, everybody. Well, that was a quick wrap up of all the construction going on here at Epcot. I was going to include food and wine into this video, but originally it started raining right after I finished doing all the construction. I don't know if you saw some of the overcast and some of the dark clouds, some of my footage that I got. And again, I was gonna start to do some of food and wine, but then the rain stopped and we started to do some food and wine tastings. And I'm actually gonna be back here tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna even do some more like the scavenger hunt and some more food options as well. So I think I'm going to turn food and wine into its own separate video. Don't worry, you won't have to wait long for it. It'll be shortly after this one. But this is just, again, brief construction update regarding everything going on in the center of Epcot. Hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will be back very, very shortly for your food and wine vlog. So my name is Bobby. With all that out of the way, have a magical day, everybody. Bye.